Hello guys, welcome to another video. Kaira's bed story, and that is what we are here to share. Kaira is absolute sweetheart. And I think the reason why I want to share this is because it could help some mothers, some TLC mothers or whatever. But at the same time, I also think that it's about time I share this story because I've been telling you guys that there is more to Kaira's bed. Let me ask him one question I've been dying to ask him. In your heart, did you have any sex that you like, oh, I wish to have a baby boy or baby girl first?
We wanted to have a baby girl first.
You know, I think you just know when it is. Like, I just said, you see this pregnancy, nobody's going to come between me and this pregnancy. That's just my life. Okay, so before we begin, right, Kaira's birth story started right from when we got married. I know that sounds really strange, but yes, it actually started from when we got married.
There's this belief that when you have a girl first, she takes a kind of a second motherly role in the family to help raise the younger ones.
Oh, I see.
Yes. If she grows up with very good behavior, the younger ones tend to emulate her.
Why is it directed to girls? Like, why must it be a girl that would be? Okay.
Don't ask me that question. That's African mentality and all that. Okay. And it's always worked. That is true. It's been working for,
a lot of families.
A lot of families in Nigeria. Oh, that's right.
Okay, so now that's his reason. So that means you're a proper typical African man. Well, a typical African man always wants a boy first. I think for me, it was all about just fantasies and the idea of seeing all these baby girl reborn, accessories and all that. I had friends that had baby girls, so even that time we got married, if I go to the market and I see any baby girl clothes, I'll always buy one, even when I wasn't even pregnant, I didn't have a child, or I wasn't even dreaming of having a child that soon. So I was always sowing seed into their lives silently because I wanted a baby girl, just for the fantasy's sake. Okay, now fast forward to when we had Mona. I was hoping that pregnancy was going to be a girl, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. And then we had Andre. I was hoping again. In fact, Andre's was the one that I was like, oh.
Yeah. In
fact, there's something happened. I don't know if you remember.
She refused to go for
scan.
For the scan that would confirm the sex of the baby.
I was just holding on to that.
She was holding on to that faith that Andrew was a girl.
Until he was born.
Until he was born, and they were like, "Oh, congrats,
boy!" The doctor screamed, "Big boy!" I said, "Oh, don't say that." But I was so
by the time we had our second baby, no matter what the sex was, whether girl or boy,
we're gonna stop.
We're gonna stop. No more. we already make that decision.
Right from the hospital, I just told him, "You are a joker. You are a joker. We definitely have to try." But long story short, I was happy with my second baby boy because he was such a cute, very, very cute baby. I think Andrew was a very cute baby.
Very good as a baby.
He was so cute and chubby.
Everybody loved him
and very independent and everything. So yeah, that's my second birth, right? Now, what happened after Kaira's birth was not intentionally we took a break, right? It wasn't planned. It wasn't a planned break. But because a lot of things happened in between, so many things were just happening one year after the other, and we just knew that we're not ready for another baby. Yeah. Until again we decided to relocate. Yeah. It was when we in fact, when we knew we were going to relocate, I told him, you know what? This just confirms it. We have to just switch off for now until we're stable again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you ready for the main gist?
What's the main gist?
Are you ready for the main gist? So, now, back to when we were ready to have Kaira here in this country, right?
Guys, don't mind this guy. I didn't know that this girl went and started studying one kind of Chinese, what she called Chinese calendar. She now came and was like, she has studied this Chinese calendar and that she's very definite that if we try again, it's going to be again. She has always known that I wanted a girl. Okay. Yeah. So she was like trying to use that to kind of blackmail me.
I knew he wanted
it that way.
I knew because after we had our 2 boys, he was like, all right, sometimes you see baby girls and he'd be like, this girl is so fine. He was always admiring baby girls. This girl is so fine. She looks like this. Imagine, there was even something you showed me one time that if we have a baby girl, she will look like this.
Yeah.
So I knew in my heart, I knew he
was
wanted
already
a baby girl.
fantasizing about
But he didn't want another child, right? I told him, Oga, because in your head, you have been settled that with your 2 boys, and you think I will not have another. You're a joker. So let me give you guys the juicy part of this story. There's this medication that was prescribed by a gynecologist, and it stimulates ovulation and
it stimulates ovulation and helps for your body to release more eggs. So you can use it if you're planning for multiple pregnancy.
So so it gives room for multiple pregnancy. If sometimes it could even get, the risk could be that you could get up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
babies. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I took that very huge risk and I took that medication, and I'm not gonna mention the medication here before you go and start taking it and say that Didi said no. So this whole thing scattered my ovulation, and I didn't even know when to strike. Okay, because I don't know if you guys have heard about this whole theory that says if you're looking for a baby boy, I think Omabel shared it on her page some few years ago. I'm gonna tell you what I did or what we did that I feel really worked for us. You understand? The reason why I'm saying this is because you never know who this could help. I'm not saying it is 100% effective. I also think that irrespective of whatever I tried or I did, without God's hand in it, if God did not want me to have this baby girl, it wouldn't have happened. Do you understand? So just always have that at the back of your mind when you're trying out all these scientific, theories. So I took this tablet and it scattered my cycle. I didn't even know when I was ovulating again. So it was almost like I lost control of something I needed to have control over, if you understand what I mean. For someone that is trying for a particular sex, I think it was important for me to know my cycle, to know when to strike, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, so but this particular medication scattered everything for me. In fact, my period was just coming at different times, and I was like, what is happening? I think I gave it some months, and then when it looked like my cycle was a bit stable, I now went ahead to try this particular method I'm about to tell you guys. So what happened is, there's this theory that says if you want a baby boy, you have sex with your partner on the day or a night before your ovulation. And then if you want a baby girl, you strike either 2 or 3 days before your ovulation. Now, the theory behind it is that the Y chromosome dies off very faster than the X chromosome. So if you strike 2 or 3 days before your ovulation, there's every tendency that the Y chromosome would die off, leaving only the X chromosome
only the X chromosome available for
fertilization to fertilize, right? So, but if
from the male,
yes, because the male chromosome will have to fertilize with the female. But if you strike on the night before your ovulation or your ovulation day, there's every probability that the Y chromosome is still going to be very active, because also it said that the Y chromosome is stronger,
is more physically active than swims faster
than the X chromosome. So there's evidence that the Y chromosome will fertilize and you have a boy.
It gets to the egg faster.
So that's just a theory, and for some reason I believed. I mean, it makes sense up till now. If I was to try another baby, I would still try it, but this is just what I did. And I think when I saw that it was maybe 3 to 3 days, let's strike. This man said, this one is now job. It's now everything. He said all he needed to say, but we still did the do. And then, as the devil wanted to strike, I think I got pregnant, right? Yeah. But after 6 weeks, I lost the pregnancy. And it was so devastating, right? But me being me, I think from what I've experienced in life, when something strikes and I lose out in something, I always, as much as I cry, I always think of how to resolve that thing, like plan B. Oh, what do I do? Okay, now I've cried. Okay, what should I do next? So at that point, I went to see my GP. My GP was like, okay, you need a rest. You need to take a break. Just, rest, allow your body to recover before you try again. Yeah. I came back that day. I just told this man, see what this GP is saying. He doesn't know who he's talking to. Because we're gonna try immediately.
But I told you to take a break and relax.
Don't mind this one.
I told you take a break, relax. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I told you, see, baby. Immediately, we are trying again, and I'm sure that it's gonna work. So I still timed it again, and then we did it do, and then I got pregnant the next month after I lost, the previous one. Okay, that's when the whole thing started. Okay, so you remember that time you always go to work, like he used to work 1 week in, 1 week out.
1 week in, 1 week off.
So he was always at his private hospital. So 1 week, when he's 1 week off, he comes home, and then by the weekend he goes back again to resume work.
By Monday.
By
it's
Monday.
Monday to Monday.
Yeah. So Monday to Monday he's always at his place of work. Then the following week he's at home. So I got pregnant. I always suffer from hyperemesis. Like mine is always so bad that sometimes it could last till the end of that pregnancy. So my pregnancy with Kaira, in fact, it started 2 weeks after my own hyperemesis started. But it was a bit controlled when I stepped into
between 6 and 8 weeks.
Between 6 and 8 weeks. I could not keep water. I could not eat. I could not get up from the bed. I couldn't do anything. So one of the weeks when my husband was at work, I was just at home, like on the bed, morning till night. Stand up from the bed just to go and throw up and come back to the bed. That's how bad my situation was. So hubby was like, this one, stand up. Oh, every time you call me, stand up. Why are you? This one is so bad. It's like it's worse than the other baby. So hey God, I didn't want us to go through this thing again and all that. I told him, don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll just sleep. And then my mom was with my kids, like they were all in Nigeria. So you know how stressful my pregnancies are. I didn't even want to tell her that I was pregnant. But my problem again was I couldn't get to the phone. Like my phone was irritating me. Do you understand? I was just shutting everybody off. So I think my mom sensed it as well and still found a way. Yeah,
we all know in her previous pregnancies for the first and second, because this what normally happens to her when we're in Nigeria, between the 6th and about the 10th week of her pregnancy, because her mom is, always is busy as well and she works. So between these 6 to 10 weeks, we usually agree that she will go stay with her mom, her parents, so that they will take care of her. After when the hyperemesis resolves, then she comes back home and then she'll be able to manage herself. But this time around, she was away. She was all alone, away from her parents and away from me. 1 week in, 1 week out.
So that 1 week, I'm telling you, that 1 week my husband was away. It was hell. It was hell on earth because I couldn't eat. Where will I even, like, I had food in the freezer, but you don't even bother telling me. The moment you mention it, I'll just go straight to the toilet. So one day I was just on the bed sleeping. I couldn't sleep again.
Before that, I had, on one of the occasions I was home and you were telling me that
I was having chest pain.
I think I told you your urine was dark.
Yeah, because
then
my urine was
so I told
dark.
you let's get to
let's
get to A&E.
Yeah, my urine was so dark. Hubby was worried and he was like, no, we need to go and see the doctor, right? Because he knew that I wasn't eating anything. I wasn't even drinking water, because if I put water in my mouth. We went to see the doctor and the doctor checked and said, he could find some ketones in my urine. That meant I was a little bit dehydrated. That's what
it was a little bit dehydrated.
That she was nothing to worry about. I should just go home and try to drink water.
But I was still concerned. I wasn't happy at all because I told her no, that at least she should have stayed in the hospital for 1 night, okay, and then they'll observe, see how she goes, and see if they can give her some fluids through the blood channel. But they said go home, keep drinking. They gave her some antiemetics, and anti-sickness.
I couldn't even.
So I was like, someone that is telling you she can't keep anything down, nothing is going in. You're giving anti-sickness. Someone that is not eating. I was very angry. I was like, no, this is not how it's meant to be. But my being who she said, I'll be fine. She didn't want to stay in the hospital, so she was happy. I'll be fine. I will be fine. I was like, I'm going back within a few days, so I would have been much more comfortable if something was done, put my mind at rest. Well, I was with her then. I think I went back, and 2 days.
Yes, he went back to work.
I went back to work. 2 days after, she now called me. She told me that she was feeling, a very sharp pain you know, in the left side of her chest. And all
very
that.
Painful.
Very, very painful. Worse when she takes a deep breath or when she lies on that side. At that point, I put 2 and 2 together. I said, I'm going to book a taxi and I will take you to A&E immediately. I think you've got clots in the lungs. She said, how would you know? I said, yes. Because the other time we went to the hospital, you know, your urine was dark, you were dehydrated, and you had some ketones. And you have not improved even with the anti-sickness. She kept vomiting and all that. I couldn't even take it. So I said, look, I think you've got PE. You need to get, you know, to the hospital to be checked out.
Immediately. I said, oh God, why are you scaring me? Like, what is immediately? I can go later. He said, you get up from the bed immediately. Either you call ambulance or you go to the hospital. Like, I will get a taxi, whatever. And then, because me, I don't like all this ambulance attention. I just thought, you know what, I will find my way. I'll get a taxi and I'll go. So because of the way he sounded, I knew it was an emergency. I needed to rush. So I rushed to the hospital.